Tommy, what's going on, man?
Hey, how you doing, Tommy? It's nice to see
Hey, man, I think I had the better Tom out of this conversation.
you.
Right on, man. Right on. Hey, so as you know, I'm currently having a 30 vets in 30 days. This is my 23rd episode.
All right, I'm honored to be here. It's been I've enjoyed watching the videos so far, and I'm excited to be a part of it. It's a good project. I'm really excited.
I think I'm super stoked just talking with you, man, because you and I, we go way back. But we'll get it. We'll get into that a little bit more than video. But I'm talking with Tommy Swarthout. He is a transition service member from the mighty Navy. My goal is to put a person behind a picture of a transition service member on LinkedIn. I also have a hashtag tomzacher Veterans Advice YouTube channel, which is where you'll see the full-length video of all my sessions in a LinkedIn group with the same name. My only hard rule is no military profile picture because I made the rules. And all the views are of myself and not associated with the company that I work for. But this video, I'm going to put a little disclaimer out here. I haven't seen Tom Swarthout since maybe 2002 in person.
I think that's correct. Yeah.
And you were one of my first friends that I made that I didn't even know worked at my command. Because
is that how it went down? You have a good memory. You have a good
because
memory.
we had many sessions drink at the same bar in Yokosuka.
That's right, at the Morgans.
Yeah, Morgans. Yes, that was a great times.
Yeah, I don't even remember the first time I met you. It's just like in my mind, we've just always known each other. You know what I mean? Like I
think it started out with a drink, and that's just how
I'm sure it did. Sure it
did. But let's go and start off with these questions. So, tell me about yourself. Who is Tom?
Well, who is Tom? Tom Swarthout is as you mentioned, I'm transitioning out of the Navy after I don't even know how many years of service now. I've been in and out of the Navy for a while and had some reserve time, so I'll have about a little more than 20 years of total active duty time, but it's taken me about 25 years to get there. Right now, I'm living in Maryland, little suburb of Baltimore, between Baltimore and Washington D.C. I just living the suburban life because I'm a family man now. I have a daughter. You probably see my little dog walking around, and my wife's in the other room. So that's who I am now. Working in the Navy, I started off with you doing direct support out of Yokosuka, and I was working out there as a Korean linguist, if you remember. Worked out on the Korean Peninsula after that for a little while. Got out to finish college and whatnot. Now I'm back in the Navy and working, for lack of a better term, cyber missions right now, or that's what I've been doing. And career counseling, actually, on my way out, doing some career counseling for the, junior sailors and younger sailors as they start in their careers, trying to get them started on the right foot.
Awesome. So when is your last month and year in the Navy?
I will be entering the Fleet Reserve in January of 2022.
January of 22.
Yep.
So
I do have
about 6 months from now.
About 6 months. Yeah, a little more than 6 months. And I do have some terminal leave set up, so I'd be able to work late December, early January. So I hoping to start work in the new year.
Awesome. Really hope you can as well. You said you're available in January of 22.
That's correct.
Tell me a little bit about your education and certifications you obtained.
Well, I have kind of got a lot of different certifications, education, I suppose. I started off, I went to college originally to study Japanese, which is actually how I ended up, meeting you, because I was getting towards the end of college, running out of money. And I saw my friends who were graduating. They weren't getting the jobs they wanted or working in the fields that they wanted. They were kind of bored. And I was like, oh, why am I spending money on this? I'm going to go join the Navy. I had enough of college. And then they ended up putting me in class. So I learned Korean at DLI, and then went out to Japan, of course. But I ended up finishing my degree. I have a bachelor's degree in Japanese language and culture. After that, I did go to the University of Michigan Graduate School Center for Chinese Studies for a while. I learned a lot there. It wasn't, no offense to the University of Michigan or that program, but it wasn't the program for me. So I did not end up graduating. But I did learn a lot from that experience, and then went back to DLI to learn Farsi. And so I had that under my belt too. I came back, and when I came back on active duty was this, the cyber thing is really taking off. So I've been very fortunate. The Navy's given me a lot of training, and I've been able to, just get a lot of computer related certifications from there, a lot of SANS courses and Net Plus, Sec Plus, that sort of thing. And I'm currently enrolled in the SANS Technology Institute, earning a graduate certificate in ICS security.
Wow.
So that's where I'm at right now.
Don't you also have CISSP?
Oh yeah. I do. It's kind of funny you mention it. Like I was, that was actually the first exam that I passed, because I wanted to make the transition while I was in the Navy from being primarily a linguist to working, the cyber and the network missions. And in order to get that training and get the opportunity to work in that field, the Navy said, okay, well, we'll send you to that training, but first you got to get the CISSP. And I was like, but isn't this an advanced cert for people with 5 years? And like, hey, do you want to go to that school? I'm like, all right, I'm on it. So yeah, I just buckled down and got that CISSP. So yeah, that was a good experience. I learned a lot from that. It really gives you a really broad overview of not just networking, of course, but management and policy and all sorts of things. It really gives you a good perspective on why things are run the way they are or managed the way they are.
So in other words, I had no excuse of being a slacker and not having it, right? Since I've been in the IT cyber field for a few years.
Well, the book was like that thick. I carried that book around with me like every day for like 4 months. So at the time I didn't, I had more time then than I do now. So it was possible, but.
Awesome. So what do you actually do in the military?
Well,
or what is your job rating and what does that actually do?
Well, my job rating is a CTN, Cryptologic Technician Networks. And within that rating, you just run the gamut of different, computer and cyber related missions that you can run, both on offensive and defensive side. Like we have incident handling, malware analysis, offensive computer operations, all sorts of things. You think of a job title out on the civilian side, and there's someone in the Navy that's doing that too. But frankly, I've been away from the keyboard for a while. This last tour, I've been working outside of rate as a career counselor, and basically just trying to take the experience and knowledge that I've learned or gained throughout my Navy career, and trying to help the younger CTNs, the younger network technicians, get their career started on the right foot and get them off in their, sorry, family's behind me.
It's okay. Family's awesome.
Getting them started on the right foot so they can have, a successful career and make the most of it.
Awesome. So do you want to keep doing a CTN type job after Navy, or what do you want to do? You have so much knowledge and experience in a lot of areas.
I do. I definitely want to work in that field. Like I said, I've got a lot of training in a lot of different aspects of computers and cyber things, but there's like one or two areas that I'm really interested in getting back to, and it's either like a cyber threat intelligence. I think that would be a good place for me. I think I could use a lot of my different skills, both in language, culture, and of course the computer related skills. And I think that'd be a good place where I can utilize a lot of those skills. But at the same time, I'm really fascinated with like ICS systems, active defense, and incident response.
Awesome.
So I would definitely like to get involved in one of those two fields.
Right on. So for most of your military career, the Navy told you where to live.
They did. They did.
Now you can make your own darn decisions. Where do you want to live?
That's true. Well, we're actually pretty happy here where we're at now on the East Coast, in Maryland. Excuse me. But we're not. We still have that. We still like to wander. So I'm not putting anything out. I'm not saying, well, I won't move, I can't move, or anything like that. We're definitely looking to stay here or Colorado. We visited out to Colorado, and I know there's a lot of work out there. We like the environment, we like the mountains, so definitely would be interested in looking at some positions out there. But at the same time, my family is they're from Korea, and that's where I met my wife, and she has been so kind to follow me along in my Navy career for so many years. And we would both like, and my daughter as well, we would be definitely very interested in getting back on the Korean Peninsula if there's positions available there. So we're definitely willing to move.
What if you were to find a spot in Japan? Would that be okay?
It might be. Yeah, it might be. Yeah, we've I brought my family to Japan a few years ago because I had such great experiences over there, and I wanted to share some of the places I've been to and introduce some of the friends that I made to my family. I wanted to bring those two worlds together, and yeah, the whole family, we really had a good time out there. So awesome. It's definitely not out of the question. Like I said, we're willing to move. We like traveling. And there's no place that's perfect. There's always something about some place that, there's good points and bad, and we'll just have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, like I said, we're looking to primarily to stay here, go to Korea, or perhaps Colorado.
Awesome. Well, we've already talked about the next question a little bit, but what else do you remember about me when you first met me? Let's put it that way.
What do I remember about you? I remember you used to say "right on" all the time.
Right on, dude.
Yeah, I don't know if you still do, but I kind of hope you
say it all the time.
Right on. So I do remember that, but what I most remember is you are like you appear to be on these videos. You're very outgoing, you're very friendly, you've always been wanted to help. You've always been considerate of others, and if somebody needed help, you were there. And I was sunny disposition, and you're just a fun, friendly guy and to be around. You know what I mean? And I don't think I've ever seen you angry. I don't think you've ever there's no one that you can't get along with, I should say. And yeah, that's what I remember most about you. I remember also you really jumped into the Japanese culture, and you weren't afraid. You're like, what, I'm going to go out there. I'm going to eat that food. I'm going to talk to that person. I'm going to learn these words, and I'm going to get on that train. It's very exciting. I remember we get to travel around and see some stuff in Japan, and it was good times. It was good times out there.
And just for you and Barry Armstrong, right on, dude.
Right on. Barry Armstrong. Yeah, there's a lot of good people, that we met on that first tour.
I had a great time at that tour, and so I'm gonna go a little off script here. I'm gonna say how I remember you.
Okay. All right. Let's hear it.
I remember you had, to me, I thought, the fun personality. I've never seen you upset, except for a couple of times probably, but your Japanese language, I was just like, holy crap, this guy is freaking amazing. Wow.
I'm sure you've well surpassed me since that time.
So I was like, man, this guy's freaking amazing. And then you met my wife over there, and I was like, man, dude, I had no problems telling me being around her, man. He's awesome. And then we spent a lot of time at the bar.
Yeah, we did, but it wasn't really like spending time at the bar just to be at the bar. That was like those were our friends. That was our family. That's
Yes.
where we went,
Yes.
at the end of the day to unwind and find out, like, how was your week? How are you doing? Do you need some help? Or, do you want, let's do something this weekend? Or, it was,
That whole life at the bar, I think, was just one huge family.
yeah,
I don't really look at it as I'm gonna go and get sloshed tonight.
yeah,
I think I
that was
looked
never
at it
the
as
thing.
one huge family. And something that I thought was really cool was after I got married, we came back to Japan, of course, and we had I told the lady at the bar, Kyoko, hey, look, you know what? I want to come back. I want to have a little get together. We'll see when we get back. And next thing I know, we went there for a little get together. And I think she closed down the bar. And everybody who was invited to that bar that night, it was an invite only kind of thing. And everybody who was invited to that bar, everybody that me and my wife knew. And we didn't organize any of it. It was all organized by, I forget who was even organized by, but someone else organized everything. Huge cake. Music was, I think it was all YouTube playing that night. And it was just awesome.
Yeah. Well, that's what families do, right? Like, think about it. Like, how many marriages came out of those 2 or 3 years that we were there?
Oh,
How many
man.
marriages? How many families?
There was quite a bit.
How many babies? How many babies do we have now? So yeah, it's and yeah, like we're still friends. We still are in contact with each other, and Will's just down the street, not down the street,
Right?
he's about an
He
hour away
is.
from me now. So
It's the same state.
yeah, same state, driving distance. So yeah, like, and this is
Awesome.
20 plus years later. So
Right. So Skillbridge,
Gilbert,
are you eligible for one, or are you able to sign up for one, or what's
I
going
am.
on?
I am eligible for SkillBridge. I do have my command's permission to start SkillBridge.
Awesome.
I can start as soon as August. And I was going back and forth. I'm not going to lie, I was going back and forth on whether or not it was the best choice for me. And it was a difficult decision too, like, finding the opportunities, finding the companies, getting the resumes and all those other stuff. But fortunately, I found out about Hire Our Heroes. And I was like, this is really what I need. This is the kind of support that I need. So I applied to them, and I'm sure your audience knows, but Hire Our Heroes is really great for transitioning military on SkillBridge, and that they will look at your skills and what you're trying to accomplish and what you need, and then they'll do a lot of the work for you. They're going to be, what, you've got these skills and you want to go into this field, and I've got this company over here that has these positions that perhaps you'd be interested in. Let me make that connection for you. And that's something that I really appealed to me with that program. So I'm excited to see where that leads me. So
Awesome.
how that goes.
And then you're able to talk to Kevin Bigelow the other night, right?
Yeah. He's going to be in the August cohort with Hire Our Heroes. Starting next month, and hopefully I'll be right there with them.
Right on. So the cool thing about Kevin is he was actually my first episode I did with this series.
Oh, fantastic. I didn't catch that one. I'll have to go back and watch it. I'd like to see it.
So we kind of alluded to a little bit here, but resources, people, organizations, or maybe webinars. What's helped out you with your transition or your progress towards transition?
Well, a lot of the same things that have helped other veterans too, like the SkillBridge, Hiring Our Heroes. Of course, like I mentioned before, I have the support of my chain of command. Not only with allowing me to go to SkillBridge, but making sure that I had the time to go to the TAP class and go to with the pandemic this year, a lot of conferences have been online. So, they've given me the time to attend those and talk to people and get training and whatnot. But really the thing that has humbled me and really surprised me, that's been really helpful, it's probably been the most helpful thing, is like junior sailors that, I've worked with in the past and decided to leave the Navy service and not make a career out of the Navy. They if they see me on LinkedIn, or they hear that I'm finally separating or retiring, and they're reaching out to me, and hey, that I understand that you're going to be looking for work. What can I do to help you? I'm working here. I work at this company. We're looking for these kind of people. Is this something you'd be interested in? So that's been a very pleasant surprise, very humbling surprise to know that some junior sailors that I've worked with in the past are thinking of me and looking out for me. So I really appreciate them.
That's just a testament how awesome you are.
I don't know about that. I don't know about
that, but right on. Whenever you get a chance, make sure you tell Nick Lopez hello for me.
I will.
So,
like I said, I've only met him a few times.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll definitely reach out to him and
so I think Nick Lopez is maybe my only friend in the Navy that I've known longer than you. That's him and I were in school together as well. So we've known each other for a couple years.
Yeah, it's been a minute or two.
And just for Nick, when he watches, yeah. I always said that with him. So awesome. So you told me about your education. You told me about your certifications. What do you consider as your top one achievement, and maybe your top one failure that turned out to be probably something that you're able to learn from or come rise up against?
Sure. Well, let me start with my failure, if that's all right, because
this is your show.
Yeah. The failure is, like I mentioned earlier, I had broken service, and I got out of the Navy after my first 7 or 8 years. I got out of the Navy, didn't plan anything. I didn't have a degree because I was young and arrogant. I didn't think I needed one. I didn't reach out for help because I was like, I don't need help. I know what I'm doing. And I had a conditional job offer in my hand. I was like, look, I got this job offer. I'm good to go. I don't need anything else. And I ended up unemployed, living in my mother's house when I was like 33 years old, because I didn't plan anything out, and I was arrogant, and I didn't think I needed anybody's help. And so my biggest failure from that is I just panicked, and I just started filling up the time. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go to this school, or I'm gonna go learn that thing, and I'm just gonna do whatever is the coolest, newest thing that will get me to work. And it was never. I never succeeded. I never found work. I didn't always graduate, or I didn't always finish things that I started. And I learned a lot about myself, in like, to know that if I want to move forward, if I want to make forward progress and move quickly, I need to slow down a little bit and reassess and humble myself a little bit, and to know, like, I do need help, and it's okay to ask for help. It's like, here's a little anecdote. I was unemployed, but working in the reserve. So I was doing the 2 weeks a year and 1 week in a month. And for my 2 weeks, I was sent to Hawaii. And when I was in Hawaii, I saw a lot of my old chiefs, my old LPOs, people I knew. And instead of going to them and saying, look, I'm in Michigan right now, and I'm having trouble finding work. Do you know of anything around here? Can you help me find somebody that may be interested in a person with the skills that I have? Instead of doing that, I was ashamed and embarrassed. I was like, oh, I'm unemployed and I failed. And I avoided them. I made sure that they didn't see me, because how ridiculous is that? Like, looking back on it now, it's obviously, I mean, who knows how many years that set me back. So that I think would be my biggest failure. And so what I've accomplished since then is, I rebooted my career, realized that I did enjoy my Navy life. I missed the camaraderie, the teamwork, the sense of mission. And I really missed that. And so as a reservist, I was fortunate enough to, yet again, I finally snapped out of it. I reached out to our old friend Barry and Shannon Hickman. I don't know if you know or remember Shannon. I reached out to them and I was like, look, this is where I'm at. And I want to get my career back on track. Can you help me out? And then so they were able to do that. And I think that's one of the things I'm most proud of is, I was able to learn from that terrible experience and able to snap back from it. And so like the last half of my Navy career has been much more deliberate. Instead of just, passively accepting whatever was happening and, going from, one shiny thing to the next, I had a plan. I was able to plan out and work on getting certifications, getting qualified, getting some experience, meeting people, and realizing that, I can't do these things on my own, and I don't want to because we accomplish so much more when we help each other and admit that we don't know something or can't do something.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah, I think, so that's what I think is my biggest failure led into one of my biggest successes. So
I fully believe that. Yes. I love that. That's awesome. So you start to work for your next company. There's a process called onboarding. What would you be looking forward to during the onboarding process if you could have the onboarding process your way?
Looking forward to it. I don't really know. I've never had to onboard really. I mean, to me, onboarding is, standing in a line as in, a corpsman on this side and a corpsman on that side goes next, next. To me, that's what onboarding is. And then like someone like sign here, sign here, sign here. Okay. But what I'm really looking forward to is, I know that I'm going to be a civilian now, and I'm okay with that. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the next journey. But there's some things about Navy life that I hope will continue into the next company, and like those things I just mentioned, the sense of teamwork, working together to accomplish a mission or a goal, whatever that is, and working for a company that where the employees are empowered to make decisions, but also empowered enough to say, look, I don't know how to do this, right? And that's the kind of thing that I'm looking for. Of course, I have a house, I have a dog, I have a child, so I definitely want financial security for them, but I still want to be a part of a team, and that's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping to find when I onboard to to my next opportunity.
Awesome. So in essence of time a little bit, I'm gonna skip the next question.
Okay.
What I'm gonna say is there anything I can do to help you?
There is, and I'll tell you what it is. You transitioned, and you probably are aware of like how difficult it can be. But one thing that's talked about as we transition, but I don't think is emphasized enough, is and I remember this from the first time I transitioned out, is it can be lonely. You can feel really lonely. Like it's such a big part of our lives. Even if you just do one tour and you're out, it's such an all-encompassing thing. And like that, overnight, it's gone. See, what I need from you, it's not resume help. It's not introductions to other people. Those, of course, those are greatly appreciated. But after I transition out in January, just call me and ask me how I'm doing.
You know what?
That's it. That's
now that I have your number, I got a house with a basement and a room. You can come over anytime, bro.
Yeah. So that's something. If there are other veterans that are going to be watching this, or other sailors, airmen, Marines, whatever, like transitioning out right now that see this, I hope they know that, that's something that they may not be prepared for. It's like there will be there might be a sense of loss, sense of loneliness, and like, confusion, I mean, that's something that I experienced when I got out the first time. And so, hopefully others will be prepared for that. And don't be stubborn like me, be willing to reach out, say, hey, I'm bored and I'm lonely and I don't know what I'm doing. So
No, I can, I really understand you from that aspect of, so I moved out here from Denver, moved out here from Augusta, Georgia, right?
mhm.
I moved here by myself. I had,
Yeah,
I had one friend, and I knew this person from over the phone. I never met this person in person, but she lived right here in Denver.
mhm,
Her name is Ashley, and I talked about her in some other videos that
mhm.
I've done. And
Yep.
she was amazing, but she was that one friend that I had. Other than that, I didn't know anybody here.
Mhm.
I was staying at an extended stay hotel for 6 months. There's some weird people in hotels,
Yes, there are. Yes, there are.
especially when I went from the first hotel, which was, I think, a pot infested hotel. I think about 90% of the rooms smell like pot. I can probably get high walking from the front desk just in my room. Kind of hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Denver, it's legal. I got
Colorado,
it.
what are you gonna do?
Right. But
Gotta take your
no.
medicine.
But yeah, no. So I went down to another hotel about 10 days after I got here. And I got out of the first hotel. I was in for 1 month. I paid 1 month and they would give my money back. Went
Mhm,
down to another hotel. So it was like play hermit crab again, throw all my stuff in the back of the truck,
mhm,
drive down the street 3 miles, and go to the next hotel. But I didn't have anybody here that I can physically hang out with
mhm,
until the one time Ashley came over, picked me up, brought me out to, I think went to a VBC of the Veterans Beer Club event or something like that.
mhm,
And that was pretty cool. But it wasn't a, hey, what's going on? Hey, what's going on? Yeah, it's all girls and beers. Yeah,
mhm.
I was, I knew one person. So it's kind of like, how do you want to present yourself? You're a different crew of people. Nobody here knows you. Nobody has anything in common with you except for a veteran.
Mhm.
But I'm sure, yeah, I'm kind of a social guy, on the
Yeah.
social media. But other than that, I did a lot of talking on the phone. A
Mhm.
lot of just going out for drives by myself, and because I didn't know where to go.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I made some friends at work, but they're work friends. They weren't
Yeah,
like
it's not
people
really
who
the
actually
same.
knew me.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I fully understand, John, that. So last question here.
All right.
Do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, I do. I do have one. As we were transitioning out, especially like, us after however many years, like 20 plus years, there's always, the training and the counseling and all that, looking after us, right? How's the veteran, how's the service member how are you gonna handle this transition? Are you okay? But what's not as talked about as much is like how are the families going to handle it too? Because it is an adjustment for them as well. Especially, I know you have children, you have a wife, and you move to a strange state, state that you didn't have roots in, you didn't have family in. So, um, how how were you able to help your family through that adjustment? What did your family need, maybe from you, from the service, or whatever, to ease their transition?
I think what helped out a little bit is I was able to help a friend of mine, Jason Davy. I was able to help him get a job with Lockheed Martin. And then
Mhm.
him and I know each other since Fort Meade. So since back in '06, we've known each other ever since. Awesome dude. Well, I was able to help him get a job out here. And he retired probably about 3 or 4 months after I did. And we were both at Georgia together as well. So I had him, he needed a hotel to stay at. So I'm like, hey man, stay at my hotel. So he stayed like 2 rooms down from me, or the same floor, 2 rooms down from me. It was awesome. I was like,
Mhm.
man, yes, I finally get that one friend I can go buy a bottle of Jack and go have some drinks outside the hotel together, kind of thing, or and such. And we did a lot of hanging out, did a lot of helping each other out. After my family got here, like he was able to help me, like, well, he was able to watch my dog for me at the hotel.
Mhm.
But it's not somebody I restate any stories to. We know each other.
Mhm.
So just that alone was like, this is awesome. I love this. And he's been a huge help. I think almost probably every 2-3 weekends we spend some time together. I'm usually going to his house. We kill a bottle of Crown or something like that. But some things just don't change, right?
Yeah.
But you know, he's been a huge help. We go ahead and we help each other out. Like we clean up our backyard. He helped me knock down the tree in my front yard, and we helped me pull roots out of the ground. And it was just that one person you know you can rely on, you can depend on, always there kind of thing. So him and his wife's been a huge help for me. So, well, hey,
that's fantastic.
This video has gone a little longer than usual, but man, I'm just ecstatic talking with you, and I don't mind having this video being long because you're an awesome dude, and I really appreciate your friendship for this long.
Yeah, it's really nice to see you again, even if it's, you know,
don't worry, we're gonna see each other in person. I'm not sure when, but we'll see each other in person.
Hopefully soon. Yeah, I'd love to get back out west again. So
awesome.
Look forward to seeing you and seeing the family.
Right on. Well, hey, Tommy, you have a good one. Much appreciate you having time this evening to talk with me.
All right,
and thanks for being on the video.
Thanks for having me, brother. Take care.
Bro. Take care.